and welcome. This is Into Vietnam program exclusively on VITV channel. In the next 15 minutes, you will be updated with the latest local business news, top stories of the day. The HSBC predicts Vietnam dong to stay stable this year. Banks may be declared bankruptcy by court. And Ho Chi Minh City targets high growth rate in trade and services. HSBC Global Research released a report predicting Vietnam dong will stay stable this year owing to better economic fundamentals, but warns that loosening measures, if any, could put the currency at risk.
The US dollar Vietnam dong exchange rate has been stable for 7 months now, since the State Bank of Vietnam depreciated the local currency by 1% in June, at 20,828 Vietnam dong to the dollar on the interbank market, after initially weakening to 21,250 Vietnam dong per dollar. The local currency has stabilized to trade around the new midpoint. It's also noticed that the foreign exchange rate has been stable for a long time since December 2011, before the central bank weakened Vietnam dong last year. In its report, the bank researchers refer to several factors that have kept the local currency stable. The balance of payments continued to stay on the stabilization trend. The trade balance rebounded in the second half of 2013, thanks to better exports supported by the previous currency devaluations and seasonal factors. Structural advantages such as competitive labor costs could also have contributed to the brighter export outlook. In addition, the combination of modest trade surplus and strong remittance inflows will continue to provide current account support for the currency.
According to the latest stipulation of the amended bankruptcy law draft, banks may be declared bankruptcy by court. Previously, credit institutions in general, including banks, are considered entities that cannot fail as they are related to deposits of people and the safety of the national financial system. According to the draft, whenever the State Bank of Vietnam has official document to end special control or not to apply necessary measures to restore the ability to pay, and the credit institution still lose the ability to pay within 15 days, the court has the right to declare bankruptcy. The next thing of interest is the order of repayment when the credit institution is closed. As a rule, the first one will be special repayment, which is money especially borrowed from the State Bank of Vietnam and other banks in order to recover before bankruptcy, but fail to do so. After that, within 30 days from the date court issues its decision to declare bankruptcy, people that have deposited money or assets must present proofs of ownership and related documents to reclaim the assets. In case of disputes, settlement can be done through court as stipulated by the law. Among ongoing efforts to popularize non-cash payment, the government has issued a decree stating from March the 1st, state enterprises will have to switch to non-cash payments. Organizations and individuals using public funds will be prohibited from making payments in cash unless permitted or required by the Ministry of Finance and the State Bank of Vietnam. Non-cash payments will become a norm also for securities transactions on the stock exchanges as well as outside of the trading system. Cash will not be permitted to be used for any financial transaction, including capital contribution, sale and purchase of shares, and lending and borrowing between enterprises. The new decree also requires credit institutions seeking to disburse cash to borrowers to do so in accordance with the State Bank of Vietnam regulations. Ho Chi Minh City targets high growth rate in trade and services, while the Mekong Delta region plans its GDP to grow by 10% in 2014. More to follow. Ho Chi Minh City has set out to achieve a 10 to 10.5% growth rate in trade and services this year, of which total retail sales are expected to rise by 15.3% to $32.8 billion. The city also targets a 10% import-export growth, earning $29.23 billion in revenue. According to the Department of Industry and Trade, to achieve the goals, a number of measures will be implemented in order to boost the export of processed industrial products with high added value, reduce the import of luxurious products, and increase the purchase of machines and equipment for production and business. Mekong Delta localities will strive to record a GDP growth rate of 9 to 10% this year. The locality also target at least $11 billion in export and more than 38 trillion dong, or nearly $1.8 billion in tax revenue this year. The region is expected to raise per capita income to 37 million dong, or $1,739 per year, reduce its poverty rate to 6%, and create more than 370,000 jobs. To reach the goal, the committee will foster coordination with ministries, sectors, and localities to realize the Politburo Conclusion number 28 on direction, tasks, and solutions for socio-economic development and ensuring national security and defense to 2020. The committee will focus on removing difficulties and obstacles faced by enterprises, enabling them to strengthen exports, fueling economic growth, and increasing budget contributions. By December 2013, Da Nang City attracted 279 foreign direct investment projects, capitalized at $3.3 billion, and generated more than 38,000 jobs. The city granted investment licenses to 42 new FDI projects with total pledged capital of $48.4 million and 17 existing projects with additionally increased capital of $246 million. Despite global economic fluctuations, FDI businesses in the city have continued to expand their operations. The revenues are estimated at $450 million for 2013, up 8.43% compared to 2012 figure, contributing $56.5 million to the state budget. Following the difficulties in rice export in 2013, experts are suggesting that border trading could be a way for the sector to flourish in 2014. According to the Vietnam Food Association, last year the country shipped abroad 6.68 million tons of rice for nearly $2.9 billion, down 1 million tons over 2012. However, the actual rice amount that Vietnam sold to foreign countries, including through land border gates, was 8.2 million tons, with nearly 2 million tons exported in small volumes through border trading. The association says the difficulties encountered by Vietnamese rice exporters last year were due to decreasing demand from traditional markets in Southeast Asia. In the last 6 months of 2013, Indonesia ceased its rice imports, while a sharp drop was seen in the Philippines and Malaysia. ASEAN is one of the traditional and potential markets for Vietnam's exporters in general and its textile manufacturers in particular. However, economic experts say the domestic textile enterprises have not really taken advantages of all opportunities this market offers at present. More in the following story.
Currently, the Asian member countries are big markets for Vietnam garment and textile industry. Many leaders in the industry said Vietnam's garment and textile products are still dominant in the Asian single market.
Thực sự là ngành dệt may chúng tôi cũng không lo lắng lắm, bởi vì xét trên góc độ các cái nước ASEAN hiện tại với trên 500 triệu dân thì chỉ có 2 nước, chính xác là có 3 nước là có cái năng lực sản xuất dệt may. Một là Indonesia, hai là Việt Nam và ba là Campuchia. Thì chính vì vậy thì đánh giá chung thì tôi cho rằng là Việt Nam chúng ta vẫn có những cái lợi thế, bởi vì chúng ta đã phát triển cái ngành dệt may là khoảng 30 năm nay rồi.
According to Vietnam's textile and garment exporters, Asian countries are not only potential markets but also accessory suppliers for them. It is due to Vietnam's garment and textile supporting industry, which is not well developed. Meanwhile, exporting markets for Vietnam garment and textile products are not only Asian countries but have expanded to wider markets, which has more stringent conditions for imports and exports.
Và đây là cái thị trường này là cái khả năng là giúp cho các doanh nghiệp Việt Nam, đặc biệt là cái doanh nghiệp trong ngành của chúng tôi là có cái điều kiện xuất khẩu tăng cao hơn. Thứ hai, cái lợi thế là vấn đề các nguyên liệu được nhập khẩu vào với thuế suất được giảm. Đó là một cái lợi thế trong quá trình cạnh tranh trong thời gian sắp tới.
Thực tế chúng ta có thể hiểu khối này cũng là một cái thị trường rất lớn với trên 500 triệu dân. Thì trong khối này thì hiện tại Malaysia vẫn là một cái nước mà có thể sản xuất được cái chủng loại vải sơ mi chất lượng là tương đối cao, và may 10 chúng tôi cũng thường xuyên nhập khẩu sản phẩm vải của họ từ một cái đối tác cũng là truyền thống của Malaysia, đấy là Ben Fabric. Thì hiện tại thì đối với các hàng châu Âu thì chúng tôi có thể sử dụng vải này để xuất khẩu vào châu Âu, và chúng tôi đang được hưởng những cái ưu đãi về thuế quan nếu chúng tôi có những cái chứng nhận xuất xứ, đấy là Form A, với điều kiện là chúng tôi phải áp dụng cái hệ thống ưu đãi thuế quan phổ cập GSP để chúng tôi chứng minh được là cái xuất xứ của chúng tôi là mua vải tại Malaysia, sản xuất tại Việt Nam và mua phụ liệu còn lại ở Việt Nam để xuất khẩu vào châu Âu.
According to the roadmap for integration commitments in the Asian Free Trade Agreement, by 2015, 90% of tariff lines will be reduced to 0%, and most of them slashed to 0% by 2018. This is a great opportunity for Vietnam's local textile enterprises. Meanwhile, many exporters have not taken advantage of the low tariffs under the Free Trade Agreement.
Đối với cái thị trường ASEAN thì tôi cho là doanh nghiệp mình có một cái đặc điểm là chúng ta quan tâm rất nhiều đến các thị trường xa như là thị trường châu Âu, thị trường châu Mỹ. Nhưng mà chính các thị trường của ASEAN thì vì là cái sản phẩm nó cũng mang tính chất hơi tương đồng với nhau, cho nên là nhiều khi doanh nghiệp mình lại cũng chưa thật sự tích cực nỗ lực để mà tìm kiếm cho cái thị trường ASEAN.
Asian single market is a potential market which opens up many opportunities for Vietnamese enterprises, particularly after the integration negotiations for the Asian Economic Community were completed. It is likely that enterprises of the member countries will join a single market squeezed larger and enjoy nearly 0% tariffs. There are hidden opportunities but also many difficulties and challenges for Vietnamese enterprises joining the common market. Moreover, Vietnam's textile enterprises should take advantage of tax breaks under the Free Trade Agreements, do the market research, and prepare thoroughly on technologies, human resources, and production cooperation to enhance export value of the items exported to this potential market.
And last but not least, is today's update on local gold prices, forex, and stock markets. Well, that's all for this edition of Into Vietnam. Thank you so much for your time with us. We'll see you soon and goodbye for now.